All right, good morning. Happy Friday. You voted. Oh, my hair's a mess. You voted, and it's Ranger in Time, Hurricane Katrina Rescue. So I will start reading this book, and we will read it and see how long we can take to finish. And this is for people from Louisiana. This happened in 2007, so this is recent history. Time to go. When Claire Porter's dad dropped her off to volunteer at the SPCA on Saturday morning, the neighborhood hummed with activity. Traffic helicopters buzzed overhead, neighbors hammered plywood over windows, getting ready for the storm. 2 big trucks were parked outside the animal shelter. "What's going on?" Claire asked James, one of the older volunteers. "We're moving the animals to Houston," James told her. "Katrina is a Category 3 hurricane now. Procedure says we have to evacuate the shelter. I'm working on ID collars so we can take photos of all the dogs and cats before they're loaded onto the truck." He handed Claire a camera and she set to work. "Smile, Bugsy," she told a grumpy bulldog mix. She met him on her first day volunteering at the shelter last fall, right after she'd turned 11. "Your family leaving?" James asked Claire as he fastened a collar on his squirmy orange cat. "Mom and my little brothers have been visiting Aunt Celeste in Houston. They're going to stay a few extra days," Claire said. "Daddy and I are staying here with my grandmother to ride out the storm unless it gets real bad." James raised his eyebrows, already starting to look like a big one. "We'll be careful." Claire looked at the pale, quiet sky. It was hard to imagine a monster hurricane just 2 days away. Aside from getting their houses ready, most of her neighbors in the lower Ninth Ward of New Orleans were going about their business. Dad had taken Nana to basketball practice right after he dropped Claire off to work at the shelter. Nana used to be one of the star players on the Silver Slammers, a basketball team for women 60 years and older. But Nana was 80 now, and last year she started forgetting things. She couldn't remember the rules, she couldn't really play in the games anymore, but she still went to practice to shoot baskets. Practice had gone on today, just like always. But by the time Claire's father picked her up at the shelter, more and more neighbors were packing their cars. "We've got time," Dad said. He scooped some bananas, red beans, and rice into a bowl for dinner and limped over to the table. His knees still bothered him from when he got hurt in the army a long, long time ago. "I still think the storm will turn," Dad said. "We'll wait and see." Later, after she was in bed, Claire heard him on the phone with their mother. "I know, but evacuation would be mandatory if they thought the storm was going to hit that hard. Okay, bye." On Sunday morning, Claire woke to the sound of the news on TV. Devastating damage is expected, rivaling the intensity of Hurricane Camille of 1969. Claire shivered. Dad had told her stories about Camille. Back then, the flooding was so bad that he and Grandpa had to break out of their attic with an axe and wait on the roof to be rescued. "Claire," Dad called. Claire found him in the kitchen in front of their long, skinny house, filling a cooler. "The mayor just ordered a mandatory evacuation. We're leaving. Pack clothes for a week," he told her. "A week?" "Just in case," Dad said. "Storm's getting stronger. I'm going to put gas in the car. Mrs. Jackson next door is coming with us, too." "Mrs. Jackson? How come?" Claire asked. "She doesn't have any family here," Dad said. "We need to look out for her. No one gets left behind on my watch." Claire nodded. She hadn't been born yet when her father served in the army during Operation Desert Storm, but she knew the story of how he got hurt. He'd run out from behind a jeep to rescue another soldier who had fallen during a firefight. Dad said he had to go, even though it was dangerous. You never leave a fallen soldier. It was an army promise. The mission wasn't over until everyone made it out. "We'll leave as soon as I get back," Dad said. "Keep an eye on Nana while I'm gone." "Okay." Claire headed down the hallway. "Are you getting clothes together, Nana?" she called to her grandmother's bedroom. "I'm staying right here," Nana said. "I have practice tonight." She held up her Silver Slammers warm-up jacket. Claire sighed. "There won't be any practice with the storm, Nana. Everyone's leaving. Pack your clothes, okay?" Claire went to her bedroom and threw shorts and t-shirts into a backpack. She was in the middle of reading Bud, Not Buddy, again, so she packed that book too. Then she took it back out to read as she waited for Dad. She liked all of Bud's funny rules for getting by in the world. After a while, the wind rattled her window, and Claire looked up. It had already been half an hour. Just how far did Dad have to go for gas? Claire hoped he'd find an open station soon so he could head out. The sky grew darker and darker. Claire turned on a light. The wind slammed a door shut somewhere. Claire looked at the clock. It was already noon. She texted her father. When will you be home? He didn't reply, so Claire turned on the radio. At least one half of well-constructed homes will have roof and wall failure, an announcer said. Water shortages will make human suffering incredible by modern standards. Once tropical storm and hurricane force winds onset, do not go outside. Claire closed her book. She rushed to the living room. The door was partway open. Thumping back and forth on its hinges, Claire looked out. There was no sign of Dad, and the rain had already started. She closed the door tight. He'll be here soon, Claire thought. We just need to get everything ready so we can leave right away when he comes back. Nana, she called, are you all packed? Her grandmother didn't respond. Nana, Claire called again. She ran to Nana's bedroom, and it was empty. Panic rose in Claire's chest. How many pages ago had she heard the door slam? How long had it been since Nana wandered off? Claire raced to the front door and yanked it open. Her grandmother's warm-up jacket was on the porch swing. Claire grabbed it and held it to her chest. Nana, she shouted into the rain, but only the wind answered back. That's really scary. Her grandma can't remember and left the house. And we'll continue on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.